Mendeecees and Yandy, who have been one of the most renowned couples in the franchise for years, have recently announced their departure from Love and Hip Hop. Stop everything. Believe me, this isn't a straightforward choice. Rather, a significant event occurred behind the scenes, and the specifics are more complicated than anyone could have predicted. Important details are being revealed by those close to the relationship, and let's just say that ends shady. And it's possible that Yandy's tantrum was the final straw. We're talking about illicit material being released, a covert transaction gone bad, and an altercation off camera that left the producers scrambling to keep their heads together. And you know what? In addition to ending their reality TV careers, this might also mean the end of their marriage. What really happened? And why would Yandy and the Mendeecees quit the show that made them most famous? What's more, did Yandy eventually grow tired of MC shady games? Mendeecees and Yandy have been at the center of some of the most ridiculous storylines to ever touch the franchise, and we've seen them deal with cheating. As anybody who follows Love and Hip Hop knows, you won't be ready for what's about to be revealed, so fasten your seatbelts because we're going to go over every detail. This narrative is going to go viral on the internet, so let's get started. This time is different because they aren't just quitting the program. They've been fired. They've always made it through scandals, business betrayals, and even jail time. That's right. Yandy and Iz are no longer there, and it's not their choice after building their reputation over the years on the foundation of hip-hop and love. Let's take a look back. The duo has been a fan favorite on Love and Hip Hop for over a decade. Everyone was rooting for Mendeecees, the affable but controversial husband who was trying to shed his bad boy image, and Yandy, the boss lady who was maintaining her profession while raising the kids. As a couple, they inspired viewers to believe that love could withstand anything, including a federal jail term. For instance, Yandy was the embodiment of a ride or die when men in Washington, D.C. were jailed for drug trafficking, taking care of their kids, expanding her enterprises, and while Ems eventually left, it seemed as though the marriage was stronger than ever, and fans loved her for defending Mendeecees even while accusations were rampant in the streets. Em pledged to never deceive Yandy again during their tearful wedding episode, in which she wore that stunning white dress. However, experts say that things were already collapsing behind the scenes, so we wish we had known what was going to happen. Scenes with each other and the producers for months, and trust me when I warn that the drama will escalate to new levels once the producers start talking. Mendeecees have reportedly been challenging to work with since they don't follow scripts, show up late for shoots, and even argue angrily with other cast members. According to one insider, I have been resisting the producers because he didn't like how he was being managed. The source said that the producers were not granting him the additional control he desired over the editing of his account. But the problems weren't limited to Ems. It was also reported that Yandy had been in conflict with the network for a completely other reason. Producers wanted Yandy to incorporate her business empire, which she had been quietly developing outside of shows, into her story. A significant plot point involving Em was planned by the producers. Yandy didn't care that Dee had been caught texting. Tension reportedly began to rise after she informed them that she was finished utilizing the show as free advertising. The real drama began, however, when the producers allegedly attempted to fabricate a fictitious cheating scandal involving Em. This is where things get messy. According to some sources, Yandy was not amenable to it. To get Yandy to find the texts on camera, they even staged a fake altercation with another woman, but Yandy refused to comply. According to an insider, she was aware that it would make for great television, but given everything she had previously gone through with Em in real life, she wasn't going to let producers make her look weak. Mendeecees wasn't entirely innocent either, since he was apparently negotiating deals behind the scenes while Yandy was trying to foil the operation. Witnesses believe that Yandy confronted Mendeecees in front of everyone at a Love and Hip Hop cast party approximately a month ago, which brought everything to a head. Sources claim that Mendeecees consented to follow a plot because the producers assured him that he would receive a bonus if he did. To restate, Mendeecees was prepared to let producers tarnish Yandy's reputation in exchange for a larger salary. Wasn't attractive. Therefore, you actually let them treat me in this way. Yandy apparently yelled at Mendeecees in front of the other cast members, stating, "I'm done, and when I say done, I mean done." Yandy then allegedly rushed out of the party, leaving many standing there looking stupid, and he didn't talk to him for days after that, according to many witnesses. The most strange aspect, however, is that Mendeecees summoned a meeting with the producers the next morning and threatened to quit the show unless his image was improved. He thought they would beg him to stay since he was irreplaceable. But guess what? Mendeecees didn't go. Instead, the producers booted him out because they were so fed up with his antics that they informed him, "You don't have to quit because you're already fired." Yandy. They offered her the chance to stay, but reportedly Yandy turned them down. The drama is far from over because the fallout from the scandal is going to get really messy. And just when you think you've heard it all, Part 2 is going to drop some bombs you won't believe. She claimed she was done with the drama and was ready to move on, with or without Mendeecees. The drama just becomes more dramatic when you think it can't get any more intense. After that heated disagreement at the cast party, let's continue where we left off. Although Yandy had made it clear that she was over the drama, the producers' deceptive plots, and above all, M's persistent treachery, Mendeecees, oh Mendeecees. Things behind the scenes took a turn that N01 anticipated once the producers let Mendeecees and Yandy go, and believe me, this wasn't just an ugly breakup. It was going to escalate into a full-fledged conflict. Do you truly believe that the show will go on without me? Insiders claim that when the producers told Mendeecees he was quitting the show, he became enraged. After all that he had done for the business, he allegedly barged into a private meeting with the network executives to demand to know why he was being let go. "I made love and hip-hop what it is today," he allegedly remarked, but the producers would rather not hear it. According to sources, they pulled records of missing production dates, unapproved social media posts, and a plethora of complaints from other cast members about M's difficult behavior. They also reportedly showed all of the documentation. They apparently confronted M with never-aired film that allegedly showed him getting too close to one of the production aides, as if that weren't awful enough. The network wasn't looking into the fact that Mendeecees had been caught. Not cover for him any longer, but this is where things get insane since M was not going to remove this statement, according to many sources. In an effort to avert a story, he immediately went into damage control mode, contacting gossip sites, bloggers, and even sending direct messages. He intended to fabricate the tale to make it seem like he was the victim, but Yandy wasn't going to remain silent because only a few days after M was fired, Yandy began grinning mischievously, made public. "Let me tell you what happened because I know that everyone has been hammering me with direct messages." The whole Love and hip-hop fan base was stunned by Yandy's unexpected power move. Yandy, dressed in a stylish black attire and looking quite unconcerned, went live on Instagram while seated in her spotlessly organized home office. "I'm all right. Let's say I've never been a better girl." That was all it needed for the internet to take off. Yandy finally gave in to the demands of her fans. "I won't get into the details, but let's just say that I was tired of being made to look stupid, tired of falsehoods, and tired of games." But the real surprise was when Yandy resolved to expose the specific ways in which men in Washington, D.C. have been behaving behind the scenes. The same man who told me he was doing everything to protect our family was out here making deals with producers behind my back, trying to set me up, trying to play me on national TV. Boom! Yandy's statement, as he leaned closer to the camera, was hilarious. Yandy dropped the receipts and said, "Wait, do I really do that? Oh, she wasn't done. See, I wasn't finished." Since some individuals prefer not to play the victim, let's be clear, the producers didn't cut you. You were only criticized by a few people for your boldness. However, Yandy's surprising admission wasn't the end of it. I wasn't even going to mention anything Yandy said while flicking her hair. He said that I had consented to a scheme that would have damaged my reputation, and I informed him that if he did, we were complete, and you know what he did. That's when the conversation really became wild. We need additional receipts. This man is a total villain. It wasn't his intention to play Yandy. This isn't the first time DCs have embarrassed me, but Yandy said something that nobody was expecting. It was the final microphone draw, yet her voice was steady and quiet. The internet was in complete disarray once Yandy ended the live stream. Yandy wasn't just telling her, so Mendeecees said he was fumbling. The next day, he went live on Instagram while sitting in his car with the hoodie pulled down over his face. He was clearly shaken, despite his best efforts to appear composed. I don't understand why people are constantly trying to misrepresent Mendeecees' statements, and I won't discuss what Yandy stated since, to be honest, I have no idea why. Lies. However, sources assert that she was disclosing his personal matters to millions of people. A particular gossip journal that was known for getting the actual tea released screenshots of purported text messages from Mendeecees to one of the love and hip-hop stars in a significant exclusive, just as it seemed like the drama had reached its apex. Sources claim that Mendeecees was aware of its origins and had spent weeks attempting to steer the conversation. He had nothing else to do now that Yandy had blown it all open. However, the worst was yet to come. Producers were discovered effectively trying to set Yandy up for humiliation on the show when Mendeecees allegedly wrote, "If she finds out, it's whatever. Just make sure it looks good for TV. Excuse me," in one of the texts. This was the final straw for the already incensed fans, and Twitter went into meltdown mode. He really did try to ruin you, Yandy. You had better fasten your seatbelt if you believe Yandy has finished spilling the tea since the following move. You may have thought that the drama was over, but we're only getting started because the fallout got much messier after Yandy exposed me and humiliated him in front of the world, and believe me, Mendeecees wasn't going to take that loss well. Part 3 is going to take the story to the next level, so stay tuned. After the text messages revealing his behind-the-scenes betrayal came online, the producers of Love and Hip Hop formally kicked him out of the franchise. His reputation was in ruins, and his fan base was turning against him. But Mendeecees wasn't finished yet, according to those familiar with the situation, who say he started reaching out to the media to try to minimize the harm. According to reports, he contacted several of the most well-known gossip blogs. The network formally revealed that Yandy had inked a deal for her reality show less than a week after everything went wrong. According to insiders, Yandy's new program will center on her life as a businesswoman and single mother without the drama and toxicity of men, so it wasn't merely a spin-off. The producers were pulling her down, and DC was putting all of their support behind Yandy, who is the real star, according to a network source who claimed that the possibilities are endless without me limiting her following the DM issue and Yandy's public flogging. He was reportedly looking for a new reality show deal when we last heard from him, but no network wanted to work with him since his reputation was too ruined. That's the Yandy of Ems and Yandy, and because Yandy was always the true star, let's face it, it's your time now. Do you believe Yandy was playing the long game, or do you believe she deserved this downfall? She reportedly negotiated a multi-million-dollar deal after winning her new show, and networks were already vying for the streaming rights. All the way to the bank, Yandy was giggling and Mendeecees, oh, he was officially replaced. Game the whole time. Provide your opinions in the space provided below, and don't forget to click like and subscribe, because trust me, this is not the end of the narrative. All of a sudden, Yandy and I, the hip-hop and romantic power couple, have had enough of the deceit, manipulation, and infidelity. After regaining her strength, Yandy finally woke up, and let's be honest, the way she handled this famous. Will Mendeecees make an effort to become well-known again? Is Yandy's new program going to be the next big thing on reality TV? Above all, will DC women ever take responsibility for his mess, or will they keep playing the victim right up until the end? Additionally, Please remember that Yandy's rise to popularity is just beginning. The industry is fully behind her, and her upcoming show is already receiving positive reviews. But Mess isn't going to die quietly, you know. What is his current occupation? Have up his sleeve and would try to destroy Yandy's recent achievement to salvage his own image. We want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe Mies still has a chance to turn things around? Or did Yandy make the right decision in calling it quits? Kindly leave your remarks in the space provided below. Don't be bashful, and be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications if you don't want to miss this story's next bombshell reveal. Because this drama is far from over, trust me when I say that. You will want to be the first to hear about the upcoming release of the next chapter. Keep an eye out. The issue is that nobody was interested in what he had to say when he offered to correct the record in an exclusive interview. One gossip website claims that since the proof was already available to the public, he would not have any receipts to defend his name until he brought the receipts and ends. However, a few days after the text messages were leaked, Yandy was spotted having the time of her life. Wearing a special couture dress, she was interacting with some of the biggest names in music and reality TV, looking stunning and completely unconcerned. And you know what? The news media was raving about it. According to insiders, Mies had been trying to get in with Yandy Smith, and one headline read, "Unbothered and glowing, Yandy Smith wins the breakup," while another read, "Yandy wasn't just surviving, she was thriving, and Mez was spiraling." I contacted Yandy, texted her, and even unexpectedly showed up at her place for days, but she didn't answer. Mies made a desperate attempt one night at around 2 in the morning. And Mies appeared rough, his eyes bloodshot, and his speech shaky as he sat in his car with his hood pulled down over his head on his Instagram live feed. All I had to do was explain how this wrongdoing started, and I acknowledged my mistakes. Messed things up, but it's unjust how people are attempting to portray me as the bad guy. Reactions poured into the comment area. "You were captured, boy. You just tried to discredit Yandy, didn't you?" He kept breaking his voice, and I'm not claiming to be perfect. It was enough to make the internet go crazy because Yandy understood how hard things were for me and what I was going through. Mendeecees acknowledged responsibility for setting her up because he was in full meltdown mode and wasn't playing the victim. But the worst part of that live was about to go wrong because within 24 hours of M's going live, exclusive screenshots of M's messages with an unnamed woman were revealed by a particular gossip website. And boy, was it bad. Not only was M-Sis flirting in the chats, but he also promised to take her to Miami. Excuse me, but this man had the audacity to say that his relationship with Yandy was merely for the cameras. He replied, "I got you, ma. Don't worry about the hotel. You'll be staying with me." The entire relationship was as phony as the internet was used for Mendeecees. This is how he repays Yandy for carrying that man's career. #Yandy. Oh, she saw justice for Yandy trend again. Witnessed everything unfold in real time when Yandy posted a simple story on Instagram with a black screen and white text that read, "The truth always reveals itself." The internet went crazy for just those 6 words, with no explanation or follow-up, but he wasn't done embarrassing himself because, according to sources, Messi unexpectedly showed up at Yandy's house 2 days after the DMs leaked. When Mies knocked on the door, Yandy was at home with the children. According to reports, this is all getting blown out of proportion. You know how the blogs twist things, but Yandy, oh, she was done. "You embarrassed me on national TV." Yandy responded by saying, "You tried to make me look crazy by telling another woman that we were just together for the cameras, and you expect me to forgive that," before responding with, "What are you doing here, Em?" He reportedly began to cry and apologize, saying that he didn't intend for things to get this bad. He spoke the last words, "I spent years standing by you, supporting you, defending you, and this is how you repay me, PA." Yandy, however, shut the door in his face after refusing to believe him, stating, "You've been lying to me for years, and the saddest part is I let you."